The Kamala Harris campaign just unleashed a secret weapon on the campaign trail. Vice presidential candidate Tim Walz's wife, Gwen Walz, is now making campaign stops. And she was in Virginia in front of a group of educators where she blasted JD Vance. Just wait until you see what she said. JD Vance is still paying the price for comments he made in the past about childless cat ladies. He continues to drag down the Trump ticket and take away attention from Donald Trump, a major sin in Trump world. Remember this clip from Tucker Carlson's show back on Fox News.
Look, what I was basically saying is that we're effectively run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made, and so they want to make the rest of the country miserable too. And it's just a basic fact. You look at Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, AOC, the entire future of the Democrats is controlled by people without children. And how does it make any sense that we've turned our country over to people who don't really have a direct stake in it? I just wanted to ask that question and propose that maybe if we want a healthy ruling class in this country, we should invest more, we should vote more, we should support more people who actually have kids, because those are the people who ultimately have a more direct stake in the future of this country.
Man. What's with the creepy laugh? Tucker Carlson is such a weirdo. And now there's a focus on fertility methods like in vitro fertilization, also known as IVF, that thousands of Americans use every year to start a family. Republicans claim they don't want to ban it, but the pro-life movement has their sights set on it. JD Vance was called out on this on CNN just recently.
If a state bans IVF, but Donald Trump says he wants to guarantee and or pay for IVF for everyone who wants it, how would that work if a state banned it?
Well, John, I think it's such a ridiculous hypothetical because Alabama, which is maybe the most conservative state in the entire union, has actively protected fertility access and fertility treatments. There's no state in the union, whether a right-wing state or a left-wing state, that I think is trying to ban access to fertility treatments. And if Alabama is protecting this stuff, I think it's safe to say the whole country is as well. So,
well, but the court,
look, I think that what Donald Trump again wants to do is protect access.
Who's to say there's not another court in another state that could decide that IVF should be banned? It happened in Alabama for a minute. You also voted against a measure in the Senate that would have guaranteed access to IVF around the country.
And it was recently revealed that Kamala Harris's running mate, Tim Walz, and his wife, Gwen, used similar procedures to IVF to begin their own family. And that's what seems to have sparked a fire inside of Gwen Walz, Tim Walz's wife, when she appeared at an event in front of educators in Virginia.
And they're coming for our reproductive freedom too, right? Now, I read that JD Vance said he was really disturbed by teachers who don't have biological children. Well, really? Well, for a long time, Tim and I were teachers who struggled with infertility. And we were only able to start a family because of fertility treatments. So this is really personal for me. And I think it is for millions of Americans. We do not take kindly to folks like JD Vance telling us when or how to start our families. So let me use my teacher voice. English teachers, you know what these babies are for. Okay, here's my Mr. Vance. How about you mind your own business? Okay, you don't have to put your glasses on, but try with me in your teacher voice. Mr. Vance, how about you mind your own business? Yes!
You don't mess with a teacher, JD Vance. America is falling in love with the Walzes. They are such a breath of fresh air. They are so real and authentic. It is a joy to see people like this out on the campaign trail. But She also had some words for Donald Trump.
And we certainly won't stand for Donald Trump trying to rewrite his record on reproductive health care. He tried that yesterday. Teachers, you can smell that a mile away, can't you? Yes. And in the classroom, we believe in telling the truth, right? So here are the facts, and there aren't any alternatives to these. Donald Trump is the one who took down Roe and put access to IVF at risk. That's a fact. And he's running on a platform that puts these treatments at risk nationwide, and that's a fact. But he knows that that position is wildly unpopular. And guess what? That's a fact. So now he is trying to convince us that he won't follow through on it if he wins. Well, we won't let him get away with it, right? And that's a fact. So no matter how many false promises they make, we know that Donald Trump and JD Vance simply cannot be trusted.
Gwen Walz is a wonderful addition to the campaign trail. Her authenticity just shines through everything and can't be ignored. And I have a feeling that she resonates with a lot of people in America. We have a stellar ticket with Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. And now that their spouses are out on the campaign trail as well, it feels like the campaign is firing on all cylinders. I don't know about you, but I look forward to seeing much more of Gwen Walz.